For the past 7 days, I've been hanging out with Robert Herjavec, the shark from US Shark Tank, and here are the top 10 things that I learned from him. My name is Chali. I have an agency called Editors Club, and we manage the personal brands of some of the richest people on earth, including Robert Herjavec. First lesson is always be nice to people. Robert is such a kind-hearted person. He will talk with his waiter for 2 hours if he can. He loves talking, but more than that, he's just kind. And I think his kindness is inspiring and makes you want to be kind as well to other people. Second lesson, always be curious. He is kind, so he is curious about other people as well. This is just an extension of his kindness. He's naturally curious about other people. When he first met me, he asked so many questions about me, what I do, my family life, the things that I like. Not as in he was interviewing me or like interrogating me. He was genuinely having a conversation and being naturally curious about myself. This made me think that he wants to get to know me and he wants to understand what kind of a person I am, who he's working with. And I thought this is really empowering, especially because I'm working with him and it was easier for me to work knowing that he knows about me. His curiosity has contributed to his success, as he says it himself. If you notice on Shark Tank, he's the one who always asks about the entrepreneur's background, what they are like, and tell me about yourself. He's the one who always asks that question. Third lesson, materialistic things bring you happiness. A lot of people talk about how materialistic things don't bring you happiness and life is all about moments or experiences. Those things are cool as well, but Robert genuinely enjoys his cars, his houses. You can see it in his face. For the past 2 weeks, I actually spent time with him and we went to see so many houses because people are always pitching him to buy this house, buy this car. And we went and saw his cars. He has over 40 cars in his compound, which is crazy. He has some of the best cars I've ever seen in my life. He just bought a Rolls-Royce Spectre, which is awesome. And he genuinely enjoys them. When he was at his hotel, I went to film with him and the valet brought his Rolls-Royce outside and he just couldn't stop staring at it. And he looked at me and was like, "Isn't that beautiful?" That actually made me think, oh my God, like, he actually loves these things and his happiness is actually inspiring. It made me think, I want to have these things too. I want to feel that happiness too, which I think is super powerful. Lesson 4 is what brings you joy and happiness are your friends and family. It's his birthday today and we had few drinks last night and he told me that he loves his cars, his houses, but he really misses his family. So when you're that wealthy, you can buy anything. While he enjoys all of those materialistic things, he was missing his family because his family, his wife and his kids are back in Australia. So it's important how to prioritize things in life, especially for people like me. I am after the materialistic things that I don't have. I want to buy a supercar, I want to buy this house, but I also have my family and I always wonder how to balance the act. And he made me realize, all right, the priority is always going to be on your family and friends because that's what brings you true joy and happiness. Yes, the materialistic things bring you happiness and joy, but that may be something that you can live without. Lesson 5 is when you invest in something and it works, double down on it. When we first started working with him, we started working on a really small package, because he just wanted to see what impact that we could make for him. And we got him results really fast. And then he decided to just double down on it. He just told me to just take it and run. I think that's how he always built his businesses. He would just see something that works, see a spark, and then he would just invest in it and then just go crazy at it. And he would always look at the next step and then plan for that next step. As simple as it may sound, this is something that we always forget. We see something working, but sometimes we don't really invest in it. We don't double down on it. We just go as it is. And he showed me that doubling down makes you grow exponentially. Lesson 6, constantly be learning. This is kind of attached to the curiosity that he has in other people, but he always learns constantly from other people. I spent time with him yesterday from morning to evening, and he asked me so many questions about how our process works, and he wanted to learn all of that. He went to Best Buy with me to buy camera gear and then understand equipment so he can film his own YouTube videos, which I thought is so interesting because he's a guy who doesn't need any of this. Like, he can comfortably live his life without having to shoot YouTube videos, but he wants to learn the next big thing because he knows that social media and impressions is the next big thing, and he wants to invest in it. So he's always learning from people that he meets in his life. Because of his wealth and because of his success, people are always ready to tell him what they know because people know that he's going to invest in them. That's why they're always teaching him things, and he's always learning, and that makes him the more successful person in the room. Lesson 7, you want to surround yourself with winners, not with losers. This is another obvious one. It's also a lesson that I've heard over and over again. If you want to be successful, you have to make sure that you are not the smartest person in the room. If you are the smartest person in the room, it's time to leave that room. This is his principle with friends and family, or generally who he hangs out with. He always surrounds himself with really successful people, learning from them, being curious about them, makes him get even wealthier, get even more successful, because he is always striving to come to their level, understand their ideologies, understand how they're investing, understand what kind of businesses that they're into. This is so obvious when you hear it, but it's not something that we actively practice, and it's something that I learned from him. Lesson 8, always listen to your gut. He told me his story of how he got into cybersecurity. He apparently wanted to be an FBI agent, but when he applied for it, they asked him to be a police officer for 4 years, so he declined that. And then he became a waiter, but he couldn't pay his rent, and he had a housemate. And this housemate was apparently a computer science PhD candidate. And this housemate has told him that if he gets into computer science, there's a guaranteed job that pays $30,000. So he went to this company and then sat for the interview, but when the interviewer asked him for his qualifications, he didn't have any qualifications. He had a degree in English literature and he didn't have anything to do with IT. So they have told him, sorry that we can't give you the job because we don't have the qualifications. So they have gotten up, but when he went to the door, he has gotten this feeling that his life is going to be over if he doesn't get this job. So he has told the interviewer, you have to give me the job. And the interviewer has told him, look, we can't give you the job because you don't have the qualifications. And then he has told him, give me the job, I'll work for free for 6 months. And if I perform well, you can pay me the original salary and hire me. And the interviewer has told him, look, we can't hire you for free because then we can't keep you accountable. And he has said, you can trust me, you can keep me accountable. And then they have given him the job. And sometime later, he found CyberS, his cybersecurity firm, and it's one of the largest cybersecurity firms in the world right now. This is so inspiring because sometimes we have this gut feeling that this thing is going to change our life, but we don't really invest in that feeling. We just let go, like I thought about it, but I didn't really do anything about it. This is how you get stuck in a mediocre life. If you want to achieve great things in life, you have to listen to your gut. Lesson 9. This is a cool one. Invest in limited editions. All of his cars are limited editions that you can't really find anywhere else. Because of that, his cars actually appreciate in value. They don't depreciate. And this is again an investment principle rather that we can learn from him, because when we buy cars, we always buy things that depreciate in value, whereas he's investing in cars that appreciate. I know it's hard to do when you don't have a lot of money to spend because the cars that appreciate in value are already really expensive, but there are cars that you can purchase. There are things that you can purchase that appreciate in value. If it's something practical that you want to use on a day-to-day basis, of course that we can't buy something that appreciates in value, but when you can, you always have to invest in something that appreciate, not depreciate. Lesson 10, and this is the most important lesson that I learned from him. Always put all of your trust in the person that you are going to work with. Say that you are going to work with someone new and you don't know this person, and you're gonna give them something really important to do. It's important that you give all your trust to this person that you're gonna work with, because if you don't give the trust, that's a negative sum for you. You are not giving the trust, this person starts working with you and you don't trust this person, you don't trust their process, and you keep doubting their process, and the process could get derailed, and then you just get rid of that person. But if you trust that person will feel that he trusts me, and then they would do their best to get the outcome that you require. He has put his trust in me and I can feel it. It's not something that he told me, but I can see that he trusts me with the process. Like, I send him, when we post content on his socials, I send him the captions, I send him the posts, or the images, videos. He signs them off, but he has told me, look, you can do whatever you want. I trust you with the process. You just go, you're the specialist. You just take it and run. And I thought this is really empowering, because I'm just starting with my agency. I'm working with other entrepreneurs who are really good, but I'm just at the start of my journey. And he's one of the wealthiest people on earth. He could have gotten anyone in the world, like even big creators, to create his socials, but he gave me the chance, which I thought was really empowering. So these are the 10 things that I learned from Robert Herjavec. I hope you enjoy the video. If you like these kind of videos, please let me know in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.